You're on.
Okay. All right, we're starting this again. Welcome back for the fall semester. I really am encouraged with everyone that's here. We do have some new faces. We have 16, I believe, new people in theory. So that's a very good new class, and some of them will be online, of course, and will be coming tonight for their orientation. We do have quite a few online students also that are totally online, so that's why maybe you don't see some people here. I have a couple of people that have gone through this several times that are over in the other room. So we're growing, and I think that's very good. I think your progress has been wonderful this past semester, and even this Maymester and summer. I've seen a lot of encouraging things on your tests. You're doing quite well, and I'm encouraged about that. Just want to encourage you to work hard. My animal for the semester is a jaguar. Can you tell me anything about a jaguar? What do you know about a jaguar?
It's a nice car.
It is a very nice car. And what makes it such a nice car?
It moves fast.
It moves fast. And it's also very pretty, right? I think actually the picture that we chose is a leopard, but because I don't think jaguars have spots. But your picture on the sack pack will be that of a leopard, but just pretend it's a jaguar, because that's what I want you to think about. Aren't they black and very sleek in color? Yeah. And so speed is our focus. Speed is our focus. Everybody is going to be broken up into the classes with individual teachers. Judy is going to be teaching the 120 to 160 group, and so we are meeting 4 days a week, 3 days for dictation, and then Wednesday will be your testing. We're going to conduct the testing again as we have, except you will not have your packets. You're going to, for those of you that came in the summertime and we did those blitzes online, that's the way it's going to be listed for your testing this time. So nobody's going to have a packet or a thumb drive to use on testing. You're going to go straight to the wiki, click on your speed, and take those tests. The same thing will apply to the online. I believe they'll be due Sunday night again. Sunday night to turn in if you're going to take those tests online. If you're going to come up here, we meet in 307, I believe, and Mrs. Reed will still be your taskmaster as far as keeping you quiet and all that sort of thing in the testing room, but she will not be having any packets or anything like that for you to do. You will simply go into the room, start warming up. She's going to lock the door at 8:30, so you need to be here on time or you don't get to test. So, you know, you're going into a profession that requires your diligence as far as making sure you're on time and you are where you say you're going to be when you say you're going to be there. So just adjust your life, please. Make whatever adjustments you have to make in order to be here on time. You come dragging in a little bit late, you've lost some time in class. You've also disrupted the class, and I am very intent on these classes being run totally, everybody there on task all the time. You're not going to get through here if we play around. So we're not playing around, okay? Now that doesn't mean that we won't take some time to do a little talking here and there. That doesn't mean that you won't have time to discuss things, to share briefs, to share phrases, whatever it is. And it doesn't mean that. I don't mean that, you know, that it's going to be just totally boring or hard. But we're here to get you through school. And as you well know, if you have not heard, Sarah Murphy has finished. It took her 50 weeks. Wow. 2 weeks under a year from start to finish. If you guys have been on Facebook and saw her interview with Mark, you will, it was a very good interview. And she's going to put down some thoughts for me on a paper that I will give to you, share with you through the SAC Pack or something, some things about, you know, what she did, how she treated her day and got through this program. As you well know, it's a roller coaster ride. As you also well know, it's not an easy thing to do. If it were, we'd have so many court reporters out there that there wouldn't be a job for you. But there are jobs waiting. I got a call again just last week. Please, please, I need an official, from a judge that calls me all the time. And so those jobs are out there. If nothing else, that should motivate you. It's not like there's nothing out there. What am I going to do when I graduate? Where am I going to find a job? You don't have to look far. So what I want from you guys this time is your focus. I want your attitude to stay as strongly positive as you can. I know life gets in the way, and we have bumps and speed bumps in the road and obstacles and things that happen. You guys know me well enough to know I listen to whatever's going on, and we try to work through things. But the main thing is going to be, we're going to be Jaguars. Think of that car. Would you like to have one of those when you graduate? You could do that, go to work, and probably write a check for it. Just saying. One of the goals that you have should be to get through here as quickly as possible. All right? It's going to take focus. It's going to take dedication. You may stay after class at any time for labs. Friday is a lab day. If you can't work at home and you want to come in and sit and do, work with your lab stuff, you're more than welcome to do that. Some of us can work at home and others of us cannot. Some of us need to be here. So it's always going to be open for you. Judy's going to do the 120 to 160 class. Barbara is going to do the 60 to 100 class. And I'm taking everybody 180 and up. We do have Q&A scheduled for you at the higher speed. They will have Q&A 4 times, 4 hours a week. The rest of you, I think, get it at least twice, maybe some 3 times. So we're going to give you enough Q&A and enough structured class to get you through. Very important that your mindset be on working. Okay? Treat this like a job. Come committed. Come with all your stuff. Come on time. SAC Pack, again, is going to be your textbook for the semester. You will have a new one every week with the dictation that we're going to do. Now, that's not the only dictation you're going to hear, because obviously that doesn't go on forever. But there's dictation in it. There are hints. There are, as you well know, all kinds of things. Your vocabulary will be in there. Finger drill book this semester will be finger drill book number 2. So if you need to order that, we're going to put those in there for the first 3 weeks or so. Finger drill book number 2 will be what you need to buy. They'll be about $15. I might be able to get them for 10 again. I don't know. I'll have to talk to Margie and see. But please let me know so I can get an order in. They come pretty quickly. So we have at least 3 weeks before you're going to be needing that book. Finger drills are essentially important. Incorporate them into your practice time. If you don't know how to practice, talk to us. Okay? We can give you a schedule on how to practice when you're by yourself, when you're alone. Can't think of anything else. Or do you have any questions right now? The academic classes will be, if you're in medical or if you're in Com 1, they will be probably in this next room, 301, starting at 12:15. They'll go to 1:30. David's Eclipse class, if you're in that, will be tonight from 6 to 9:30, I believe. And then if you're in procedures, his procedure class will be on Wednesday night from 6 to 8. All right? Yes, ma'am.
Did y'all find out what book was in procedure?
For procedures, yes, it's Mary Knapp. I think it's 6th edition.
Is it the same one we use for procedures a couple of?
Yes.
The green one, right?
Do you have that book?
I do.
Would you
Well,
bring
not
it?
with me.
Would you bring it to me? Okay, thank you. Yes.
What's class on Monday night, is that the first or second?
It's really the first one.
First one, okay.
Uh-huh. It's really the first one. But if you want a refresher on it, or if you're signed up for that, it's still a good one to, you know, I don't think you can get everything in one semester.
I have a question about that.
Yes.
If we've already taken the first Eclipse class, is he going to put the videos on the wikis and what? So if we've already
It'll probably be either on the wiki or through Canvas.
Okay. Would we be able to access those if we're not enrolled in the class?
I think you can access those now, really, if you ask for permission, right? On the wiki, you
For
can
the
access
one-
it for the one he already, yeah, if you've already
I don't
taken,
remember when that was.
okay, excuse me, guys. If you've already taken that class and want a refresher, just ask for access through, to Ms. Mallon, okay, and she'll give that to you. She'll give you access so that you can review, okay? If you're enrolled in the class, you need to be there tonight.
And the procedures class, I'm enrolled in that on Wednesday. What we are machines is that?
No, maybe later, but not right away. Okay, any other questions? Internship, some of you are doing your internship, which is it's a good thing to do. Mr. Hopkins is in charge of that. You will need to speak with him and get the paper for the requirements for that. That's an out-of-class situation where you just do the things that he has for you to do. I think it's 10 hours court, 10 hours freelance, 10 hours office.
I think an extra 2 hours.
Yeah, kind of work. So if you're enrolled in the procedure that class, and you can, if you want to do that, if you have time for internship, you can go ahead and, if you're kind of up in the higher speeds, you could do that. You could sign up for that because it doesn't meet on a regular basis at all. It's just sort of do it on your own. Okay? Do I have any other questions? Everything will be on the wiki for dictation. Other assignments will be through Canvas, so you need to be able to navigate your wiki and also navigate Canvas. Okay, and I think we only have a couple of people that don't know how to do that, and we'll take care of you today. Okay, any other questions? Commitment, all right, time commitment
Okay.
is it. And you're going to be like, nobody told me anything else about a Jaguar except Judy, about being a pretty car.
What is fast?
Huh?
She said fast.
Oh, fast, okay, yeah. Okay. You might want to look up what a Jaguar does. I think they creep up on things and you don't hear them coming. Okay. What?
I think they even swim.
They what?
I think they even swim.
They even swim. So they do it, yeah, I think you're right. They do it all. And so it's an aggressive animal, okay, when it's hungry. You guys should be hungry. I hope you are hungry to get out of here and start working. Okay. Any other questions, statements, prophecies, desires, wishes? All of the above. Okay, just check them off. All right? Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Mallon, who's going to walk you through whatever she's going to walk you through on Wiki and Canvas, okay?
We'll look at the wiki first, all right? First of all, welcome back. I do see some new faces. And as I go through this, if you need some individualized attention after we meet as a group, stay afterwards and I'll stay and help you get logged into these two websites. The wiki is what I have up on the screen right now. And the first thing you need to do is that pink area. It doesn't look pink here, but this area, that's where we're going to be taking the PC and the mock on Wednesday. So if you'll request access to that, it will be open today. It will be open probably part of tomorrow. and then Miss Woodard will be putting the test on for Wednesday. So on Tuesday afternoon, I will lock it down, so you won't be able to request access on Tuesday afternoon. So request it today or tomorrow morning or tonight, and I can give you access to that, and then it won't be open back up until Wednesday morning.
Let me just address that, because obviously integrity is a key word. And so those of you that are taking the tests online, you know, it's very important that you be honest and straightforward with it. I think most of you are. I have not come across anybody that I think is cheating. You say, can it be done? Of course it can be done. You can cheat on anything, okay? There's a way to do it. But we think we have this. I'm not going to put it on until Tuesday afternoon sometime, and then she's going to lock it where you can't get to it until Wednesday. But on Wednesday morning, you can take it, and then, of course, it's going to be open until Sunday night. So, you know, here again, do what you know is right. Do what you know is right to do, even when nobody's looking. Okay? That's just a good moral code. Be a person of integrity. All right? It's not going to help you if you go back. You know, even if you're just missing a test by one word, you go back, you know, and want to check that out and then change it. That's not going to help you. It does not help you. So please don't do that. Okay. For those of you that don't understand the wiki, she'll explain that a little bit more to you. Okay.
So again, it will stay open. The PC mock will stay open probably until Monday morning. The online students will be submitting their test in Canvas at Sunday at midnight, so they have until then to finish their PC or mock. And then we'll lock it down. Miss Woodard will upload the next week's test on Tuesday, and then it will be open again on Wednesday. When you open that up, you will see that there's the honor code on there, what is an error, how to calculate your grade for the PC mock. All of those things will be on there, plus the cover page, especially for the online students. We also have under fall 2015 is the Blitz, and Miss Woodard said that that would start on week 8, and it will go week 8 through week 16. So you'll even have a chance.
I don't know, it'd be 16 because that's final week, isn't it?
Oh, I thought you said we were going to do it.
I
All
don't
right.
think so.
Well, maybe through 15.
15.
All right. I think I have it through week 16 if we change our mind.
Yeah.
You can't request access to that just yet, but I'll probably open that up maybe week 6 or week 7 so you can request access to that. I also have a quick link to the ACEs, and if you'll just click on this, it will take you to the new ACEs. When you log into ACEs, you do need to reset your password. They did an update of ACEs on the very first day last week, which was terrible. We still had grades to put in, and I couldn't get in, and it was just a mess. But I think they've sort of ironed some of that out. You do have to put in your old password and then set your new password. If you need some help, again, contact one of us. The schedule will be in Canvas. All right, and I just put that on there. What else do I have there? And then the dictation for fall. There's nothing there yet, but this is where we'll have the instructor's dictation for fall. This is the wiki. All right, that's what we call that, the wiki, those of you that are new. Now let me take you to Canvas. And we are going to be using CRTR 1291. We lost Raven, who is the IT person that has always been so wonderful about inviting you on the first day of class to the course. She has gone back to the English department, so she's no longer in that department. I'm working with another person who says she's too busy to invite you. I may have to go over her head today because I sent her the email last week, you're still not invited to the course, to say we have to have that invitation go out. So keep checking to see when you log into Canvas, and as soon as I see it, I'll send you an email out to say the invitation is there. Log into Canvas, and when you go to the Alamo website, log into ACES. Over to the right is the link that takes you right to Canvas. And again, it's CRTR 1291. And hopefully she'll do that today. Let's just hope. All right. In Canvas, and you'll see some of the assignments. Your vocabulary words are in your SAC pack. Oh, now why is it asking me to log in? It only leaves you logged in for, I think, 15 minutes, which is crazy, when it's not active. Yes.
Now on there it says the ACES login information. If your default password doesn't work, there's another default password that uses the first 2 letters
Of your last name.
and then the last 6 digits of your student ID. That's what I had to use to log in.
Because I thought it was your birthday. There's
Yes,
another
I logged
one?
in like
Doesn't always
13
work.
times that way.
Okay.
It didn't work. So try the last 6 digits of your ID. If it
Of
doesn't
your
work.
ID, the last 6, okay. And you can always call the help desk, but sometimes there's a long wait with that. But you will have to do that the first time. And let me see, I think just when you're not active, it asks you to log back in. I thought maybe you couldn't log into 2 stations because I logged into my office. And I'd say everybody's trying to get on here today. I opened my online classes up last night and I already had students in there.
When I go to Canvas, it's only showing me under my courses spring 2015.
Can you change up there at the top to fall?
That's one of the course.
It's not there for me.
Well, some of you haven't been invited, but you can't see fall.
I think you have to be invited.
Yeah, you have to be invited.
But your other courses should be,
Yeah, I just don't have a link to click on it, but I can see right here where it says like course for fall 2015, but I can't click on it.
you can't click on fall. Is that what you said?
He said the link isn't open
For fall?
for fall 2015, that's what he said.
Okay, and I don't think that you were in that course, so you'll have to wait for the invitation, and hopefully that will come today. For the first week, if you did not do an information sheet, if you'll print that off, some of you did one during summer and Maymester, you don't have to do that again unless something has changed. So to only do that if you have a change. If you are new and you need an Eclipse contract with Advantage Software, and Mr. Hopkins takes care of those, I do have the contract there, so you can print that and fill it out and give it to Mr. Hopkins. So it was just the information sheet. I don't think there's anything else on there. I have week 1 open, and that's all that's open whenever you get in there. There are some archived vocabulary quizzes that came in from previous semesters, and they are optional if you just want to work on your vocabulary. But your vocabulary quiz is there. We are using a book that Ms. Woodard found at the convention for our discussion for the week. So you'll see that week 1 is already there.
It's just a motivational.
Yeah, it's a motivational
It's
book.
going to be different. It's just it's a motivational book, and you have 1 page every.
There's about 3 pages. I
Okay, there's
think,
3
for each
pages,
one.
and really on the discussions, all I want you to do on that is just, set goals according to that motivation. Like if whatever it says, I don't even remember any of them right now, but just kind of, it's not a major thing to read. It's just how am I going to apply this motivational thought to my life right now. That's all it's going to be. So you can answer it in one short little sentence and that'll be it. Nothing involving any kind of hard reading or anything this semester.
No, it's not. But some of you may want to comment on other students' post in the discussion, and that's fine too. It's open for the entire week. So you can keep it going if you want to. Keep each other motivated. And maybe something that another student says to you will keep you motivated. So that was why we just picked a motivational. There is a practice log there. We'd like to know what you're doing outside of class. And on that practice log, it says how much time you've spent in class for the week and how much time you've spent out of class. So if you can drop that in the yellow folder outside of my office or upload it in Canvas if you want to, there's a place to do it there.
And that is
Just,
one.
yes, just to keep track of what you're doing. Anything that has the asterisk in front of it is the required assignments. And again, stay after class if you need some help getting into Canvas. You might not be able to get into this course yet, but you can get into Canvas and I'll help you there. Do you have anything else, Ms. Woodard?
I'm a little concerned because we're not doing a video on the test anymore. And Diana, you don't mind if I hold yours up? Do you mind if I hold
Is it a pass?
No, but it's close. It's a close one. It's a 95.67. It's close. So it's very close. You know, this is the format that you turn your test in. Everybody's familiar with that, with the cover page and all that. I am really serious about you editing these tests, all of them. You don't know what you're doing if you don't go through them. Now, for example, on this one, Diana got a 95.67. She thought she had passed it, but I found 2 more errors, unfortunately. Okay, so so it dropped it down to a 95.67. But I like to put percentages up there for you because I believe that some of them may be really bad sometimes, but I believe that helps you track where you are. You just look at it and you say 50 errors, oh, well, that was a wash, I'm not going to do that. Well, but you need to be looking at those errors and see what some of you are making the same mistakes every stinking time, okay? The same things. And if you're not looking at this and figuring this out and going through it, you don't know that. And some of them can be very easily corrected. What was the one word that they kept? Well, the last one that I remember was principle.
Yes.
Huge mistakes on which principle to use.
And state and court.
And state and
So we
court,
always
yes,
mark that.
the capitalization on those, whether to or whether not to. But that was just some of the errors. You know, and then there's a pass, yes or no up there, and you know, but it's very helpful to figure out those percentages to know exactly how many mistakes you are making. And then to take a look at those. What I was going to start out saying is I'm a little concerned about how to get these. I can't get these back to you as such, but what I try to do is I try to have them back in the testing room on the table in there by the time you come to take your next test. So you can't pick them up and take them with you, but you could look at them. Because otherwise you don't really know sometimes what your errors were, or you don't know what else we might have found that needs to be addressed. So I'm not sure how to do this with the online people particularly. We're going to have to put our heads together and think of some way where you can actually look at them, because otherwise you don't know. And I am concerned with you not knowing. I think you should know what your errors are, what we find that maybe you didn't find, what we consider an error that perhaps you didn't think was an error. Okay.
The only thing I can think of, Pat, is just go ahead and circle it and just put your notes on it and scan it back to us, right, Judy? I would think.
I'm sorry, We've tried that, but we didn't want to scan the test back to you. You
I
have a
just
copy
can't-
of the test.
Right,
I usually just send an email to say,
okay.
here are the additional errors that I found as I graded it. You have a copy of that test, or if I say, listen to it again and check the errors because I found 20 additional errors just listening to it.
Just email
Sometimes I have to listen to the test 3 times as I'm grading it, or really slow it down for the online students when I'm grading.
So just email us and let us know what
I
our.
usually
Yeah,
do.
we're just
Yes.
gonna converse with you back in Canvas,
Yes.
and Ms. Mallon is taking care of all the online stuff, so you'll be hearing from her.
Okay.
If you're taking it online, you'll get feedback from her. Because I think feedback is critical, and I think that's, personally one area that we need to do a better job. We just need to do a better job.
Get feedback, that's great.
Uh-huh. To let you know that, you can't have the test back because we've got to protect the validity of our tests. Okay, we just have to.
Absolutely.
So, but you do need that feedback also, and you just need to know the things that we find that have caused some problems.
Maybe you could, and I know there's people online that can't come to campus, but maybe you could just have the test up here, say, hey, you want to come up and look.
Well, that's what I'm saying, I do. On Tuesday evenings, one of the last things I do after I've checked everything that comes in on Sunday night, Ms. Mallon's checked it and she brings it all to me, and I record everything, so I keep the master list of who's where. Then I take the tests that I have, the ones from online and also the ones from in class, and I go put them in 307 on that table on the side. So there are tests there, and then we pick them up and we file them, particularly if they're past tests, because we do have to keep a record and we want to keep those tests on file, in case there's any question about whether you passed it or didn't pass it. But if Diana had not known this, she would have really believed that she passed one more testimony than she did. And I'm sorry, I hope I'm not, okay. I did ask your permission, didn't I? Okay. So, I mean, it's just a little simple thing, but sometimes you'll argue with me about, I passed this test, I know I did. Well, no, maybe you didn't. But you don't know that unless you've checked them. So, they will be up there probably from Tuesday till probably the next Tuesday when I put the new tests in there. So they'll be there a week sitting in that room. If you have a chance to come up and look, or if you're satisfied with the feedback that you get from Mrs. Mallon, then that's good enough. But if you have a question about it, if you really don't understand why we marked something that you thought you got right, it's good to question. We don't mind those questions. We don't. We want you to be satisfied with this product when it's done. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
So every Wednesday, that's our only test meeting.
Yes.
And, I'm sorry, is it required that we grade the test?
Yes.
Even if it's like,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
And how much time do you have?
You have 1 hour per test to edit and finish it. Okay? 1 hour per test.
Well, you want us to take three tests first, and then after.
You'll take your 3 tests first. You guys are familiar. Come into the room. If you're coming on campus, you come into the room. You'll start your test. Everybody, not everybody will necessarily be going through the progression at the same time. You don't have to take them in the order in which they're on the wiki. You can take, if you feel like you really need a jury charge, if you want to take your jury charge first, you may do that. But you take your 3 tests. When those tests are over, you make note of your time when you're going to start. You might want to take a little break and then come back and make note of your time when you start. You have 1 hour per test. That's what the state gives you. Don't want to go over that. We don't want to spend an inordinate amount of time on just one test. You want to grade all 3 tests. Give yourself. So you should be grading for 3 hours. Now, there's a question about printing it out and grading from the printed copy, and that's okay. If you print it out and make your corrections on your computer, that's fine, but you turn in your printed copy too. it's a violation of all kinds of rules if you leave a test site of any kind with a test in your hands. Okay? So if you do print because it's easier for you to grade from a printed copy, that's fine. But you put that in the packet. I know somebody recently did all 3 of them that way, and I had a big packet, but that's okay. That's okay. Maybe put an X through the one that you're not submitting, so I know that's the one that you edited from. Is that clear? Does everybody understand that? You may print, if you want to, your first run on your test, and grade from that, and then correct and reprint. You may print twice, but both print copies go here. If you did that at the state test, or if you walked out of there with it on your thumb drive, or if you walked out of there with it on your machine, stored in memory, or if you walked out of there with a printed copy, that's a violation. They could absolutely never allow you to test again, and your career would be over. That's how serious testing is. And so we want to duplicate that as closely as we can. Of course, we can't monitor it as effectively as they're going to be monitoring it now, because it's all going to be online now. And they're going to do it through ProctorU, where there's a camera that comes into your bedroom and watches you basically as you're taking the test, or wherever you take the test at home. That's the way the state test and the
state test too?
Not the state test, the national test is going to be done. The RPR is going to be done now. And so, you know, you've got Big Brother watching you. I don't want to get to that extent. That's crazy. I mean, it's just crazy. I want to be able to trust you because, as you well know, you're going into a profession where trust is essential. I want to be able to trust you. But I want you to do it right also. Any questions about the time limit on each one?
If we bomb and just drop left and right, do you want us to grade the whole thing?
I would like for you to go as far as you can. My rule generally is 50 errors.
Okay.
When you get to 50, because you can't pass any test with 50 errors.
Yeah. And it's
Well, that's not quite true. I think you can have 50, on the 225s, I think you can have 50, 54 or 55. So that's not quite true. But for the majority of you, you're not going to pass a test with 50 errors. So when you get to 50 errors, then you can quit grading. But I want the effort made. Used to, we just have people that wrote on there, bombed, or what was the famous saying everybody had? I don't know, this not gradable, you know, all that sort of thing. You still have to have some kind of an item, but that's correct. You may have a test that is just absolutely.
It kind of messes with you if you keep grading it.
It does mess with you if you keep grading it, especially if it's a lot of drops. But then you know that that was a problem. You know that that test was a problem because you had just a lot of drops on it, okay? And I don't want to ever see too many on there. That's what they used to write, too many. Well, I know it's too many. G-O. But, you know, no, they did it right. But anyway, so do you understand what we want with the... So these will be out in 307 for a week. If you're online, Ms. Mallon will give you feedback on what we found for extra errors or whatever. But you won't get a chance to look at those tests because you can't have a copy of them. Okay, does everybody understand that? You cannot have copies of these tests. You cannot.
If you're doing them online, do you scan back and return the ones that have too many errors that you know you didn't pass, or just
You scan back.
the ones?
You're going to grade everything.
Right.
So you need to scan back everything.
So we submit even the ones.
You submit 3, you're taking 3 tests, I feel like you need to send back 3 tests.
But
Okay?
Not the blitz.
Huh?
Not the blitz.
Not the blitz. The blitz is for just picking up a test here and there that you might need. Let's say, you know, you're getting toward the end of the semester and you just need that one last testimony at that speed. Then that's all you're going to work on the blitz. The blitz are totally different. But the test...
You still just have an hour.
You still just have an hour with the blitz, yeah. That doesn't mean you get 3 hours on that one test. If you can't get that thing corrected in an hour, forget it. You know, that's a lot of time. So the blitzes are totally different, but on that test, on the Wednesday test, on the actual play-like mocks, you know, they need to all be taken, they need to all be graded, and they need to all be resubmitted.
Can you use the blitz test for mocks?
For
Or
mocks?
just- yeah, like
Yes, you
use-
can.
okay.
Yes, you can. If you're getting where you need one more mock, like Brittany needs one more mock, okay? That's all she needs, guys. She's there. Needs one more mock. Then she could take the blitz. Yes, she could.
On the blitz, is it like one per week, or can, like, let's say, like, I need one more for testimony, like on Monday, once we start taking the blitz, I go after it, and let's say I don't get it Tuesday, can I go and try it again, or do I have to do it different?
Oh, no.
I have to do
It wouldn't be valid if you did it again.
No, not the same, oh, because that's right, they're the same test.
They're the same test. No, it wouldn't be valid if you tried to do it again.
But you could submit a jury charge, a lit, and a Q&A.
But if you
There will be
didn't,
3
yeah,
places.
that's
to
right.
upload
So
it.
if you didn't want to, you know, if you didn't do the testimony on the blitz that time, but you wanted to just try the jury charge and lit, you could do that too. You could take it at a different time. It's fine.
But only submit a past blitz.
Yeah, we don't want all of the blitzes, okay?
It's not required. We just want the past ones if you have a pass. And for the online submission for the PC and mock, let's say you have your jury charge and it was a pass, make that be the first pages that you submit right after your cover page. Then I won't print the rest of the PC. I'll just print the cover page and then the jury charge. And I can tell the printer just to print pages 1 through 6 instead of 1 through 20.
Wait, you're not going to
Saves just
send
a
those
little
back
paper.
to them?
No, but I print it to grade it.
Oh, okay.
I print it to grade it. And
Oh,
then
okay.
that will be what will be in the testing room if you do come and look at it. Then I only have to print that part that was a pass. And it's important on that cover page to write pass, or to put no, or to say, I think I did. Some of you just leave that blank, and then
You know what
we
she's
don't
talking
know
about?
whether it's a pass or not.
She's talking about up here in that square where it says pass, pass, pass. No, no. She said yes. And I said no.
So even if you think it's a pass, you can put, I think it's a pass, and then if it's online, I'll be sure to grade that. So that's just an indication for me. Please don't just leave it blank.
And if you do, Dinah, this is yours also, yeah. If you do, you pass this one. If you do pass it, you're going to see my little apple with "you did it." That is your confirmation that you did pass that test. Okay? So if you don't see that little apple on there with "you did it," my little stamp, then you didn't pass it. Okay?
On the blitz, if we don't press it, we don't submit.
If you don't pass the blitz, do not submit them. Do not submit them. That just clutters our mail and our,
Cover sheet, we don't submit.
no,
You don't have to submit anything.
no. Only submit past tests on the blitzes. Okay? And you don't have to take all 3. You don't even have to take any
No.
if you don't want to. You know, if you're not ready to really do that blitz at this time, you don't have to take it. It's just there for you for an extra test.
Where's the cover page?
It's on the wiki.
Where on the week? Like on the citation page?
Right now, it's going to be where the test is. It's right at the very top where the preview words were for the blitz. And then I'll have all those forms underneath that.
So your test format is going to look like the blitz format, okay? You're going to have your preview words. I'm going to type them in up at the top, and then the 60s will be in a box with the 3 tests, and the 80s, so forth and so on. And so therefore, if you're at odd speeds, you know, you're not at the same speed on everything, you can just go down to where it is and click on what it is you want to take and take those like that. Okay? Because not everybody's at the same, not everybody's at 180 for everything. Any other questions?
This may be a silly question.
No.
Say you, the PC,
The regular PC.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
Savior today is 7 pages long.
Right.
I'm online.
Right.
And you hit that 50 in the first 4 pages. Do you still want all 7, or do you just want that one to scan? I'm just wondering if that's cluttering it.
Yeah, it clutters it a little bit. Yours, at your speed, won't be 7 pages, but yeah. It will be at the 225. It's 7 pages at the 225. Not necessary. Just when you get to that 50, you just submit those. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to be that cluttered with what we do. But I will say, then you are going to need to be responsible for destroying the rest of that. Okay? Because you should have no copies of tests whatsoever, anywhere. Okay? You are going to see them again. I'm sorry, I can't come up with that many original tests all the time. And I do write most of the tests or get them together for you. So I'm really busy doing that all the time. Okay? Any other questions about testing? It's a critical part of what you do. I understand that. So I'm glad for your questions. Want to get everything clarified for you. Everybody good with it? Everybody good? Okay, schedule, again, 120 to 160. We'll meet in 303. Oh, we have a wrong room here. 60 to 80. We have you in 324D. We don't have that room anymore. We'll have to find
60 to 80.
Hmm?
60 to 100, you mean?
60 to 100. What did I say?
60 to 80.
No, 60 to 100. Barbara, I'll let you know where we go. We might have to go in 301. And then the high speed will be 311. 180 on up will be 311.
What time does it start at?
8:30. 8:30 to 11:30.
Or you have 307 up there on Monday.
I know, and that shouldn't be either. 307's not right.
Oh, there's the schedule.
Yeah. But the schedule should be on there too, so you'll know where to go. But the 120 to 160 will be in here.
120 to 160 in here?
120 to 160 in here. Okay?
And I just want to say, for the 120, 160, if you're not here at 8:30, then don't come till 9:30. Because it's inconsiderate to the other students in the class, because you have to set up and all that stuff. And if you can't be here at 8:30, then don't bother coming till 9:30. And then try to find a parking spot. But I'm serious. You cannot be late to a deposition or to court. You just can't. If you do, you won't have this career for very long. So this is a really good opportunity to show yourself and your instructor that you're serious about this and you can be on time. I know there's traffic. Well, all the instructors have traffic too. So you just have to leave a little earlier. It's less stressful to leave earlier. But I just wanted to say that. So 120, 160, those are the rules for room 303.
Thank you. Thank you. No, that's good. And really, it is very disruptive for you, even to be setting up out in the hall, and because we can hear you clanging and clattering out there to try to get it in. And then sometimes you watch your instructor, and when their mouth closes, you come plopping in. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just wait for the next hour, okay? It's going to be on the wiki. You're not going to miss it totally. You can go back and do it yourself later on, Now, also, I think it's very considerate to inform your instructor by email or text or whatever you like to do if you're running a little bit late and you're not going to get here on time. It's not on you, unless you think I need to say it.
It's on you.
if you stay in one place.
Oh, I don't ever stay in one place. If you're running late, or if something has happened, life happens, emergencies happen, we get sick. Yes, traffic does happen, and you have absolutely no control over a major wreck on 281 or on I-10 that shuts everything down. You know, you just have no control on that. And we understand that. This is not a punishment thing. It's just a matter of courtesy, because you would not come flapping in quickly to a deposition because you were running late. If on that first deposition, you're probably going to get there 2 hours early because you're nervous and you want to be there, right? I'm not saying you have to be down here 2 hours early, but I have known people before that came in and they would come in early, get a parking spot, and take a little nap in their car until they got ready to come into class, which is okay. Let's just not get in the habit of being tardy. It's not good for the profession.
What time is the building open?
7.
And then on that schedule,
Yeah, the building is open, sorry, at 7. Sarah is always here early, and she will let you in any room. So, I mean, she's here early. She does that for a reason. So if you want to come in early, you may do that. And on the schedule?
on that schedule, on the 12160, on Thursday, it looks like we get out early.
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, you do. Because, no, wait a minute. No, that's just a typo. Judy, I mean, that's just an overlook.
Okay.
Judy's with you the whole time.
Because this past, in the summer, we had a few days.
There's only one class that has a lab. Or did we fix that? We fixed it. Yeah, we fixed it. So there are no labs during class time, this time. No labs.
Yeah,
You can have your lab after.
Go
No, you
early
can't go
now.
home early, Judy.
Thursday.
No, there are no labs. So everybody has a teacher for 3 hours every day.
And then what time does the class start for the academic class?
The academic class starts at 12:15. 12:15 to 1:30. So that means that if you're in there, but you'll be in here, we won't be coming in here. If you want to stay, we may have to just kind of work on a lab room.
And do you know the room numbers for your medical terminology and communication?
Probably 301.
301.
Communications and medical terminology will be probably in the captioning room in 301.
And what times will those be?
12:15 to 1:30.
Okay.
12:15 to 1:30. English is Monday and Wednesday, and medical is Tuesday and Thursday. Okay.
What was medical again, sorry?
Tuesday, Thursday. 12:15 to 1:30. Yeah.
And once we change the schedule, I'll send it out in an email. So please check your email, your Alamo email.
Yeah, don't be a stranger to Alamo email, because a lot of times there's a special message I need to get out, and that's the only way I have to do it for everybody. So if you don't check that email ever, you don't know any of the special messages that we have.
And you can have your Alamo email forwarded to your favorite email. So it will do that. Just has to have a star beside it when you make the change. If anybody wants to stay after this orientation, I can help you get on the wiki and show you where to go for Canvas.
Are there any other questions? Did you see her? Okay, got it? Okay, good. All right. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Quick question. I looked up the book procedures and I only found the 5th edition.
It may be the 5th edition. It's a green book.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a green book. All right, any other questions? Okay. If you need to stay and talk about Wiki or Canvas, Ms. Mallon will be here to help you, guide you through that. If not, we'll start full blast tomorrow. If you have that Eclipse class, come back tonight, 6 o'clock. Yes, ma'am.
Can I keep asking about?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, yeah, yeah. I want to take you over there anyway, so. Okay, anybody else? Anything else? Are we happy? We're happy Jaguars? Okay.
We're happy the building doesn't smell
Well,
anymore.
the Jaguars are, yeah, we're happy Jaguars, okay? That's our mascot for this semester.
Are we gonna have a get together?
That's what I was just fixing to talk to you about. All right, very good. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. If you want to stay, you can stay in here and do some work.